Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Thank you everyone for your patience. Just giving everyone a second to join in. Okay. And if you feel so inclined in the chat, you can drop a little hello, share where you're coming from. Okay. Um, we will jump into things. So, welcome everyone. I'm Stephanie Piano, Trade Partnerships Manager at By Iris, and we are so excited to have you here today for our presentation with Easia Travel on active journeys in Southeast Asia. So, here to present is Matteo Galeazzi. He's the brand director for Easia Active. He's going to be covering off some featured itineraries with active adventures, signature experiences, and standout hotel partners. We will have time for a live Q&A at the end, but if you have questions, feel free to drop them in the chat along the way. I'll be monitoring and keeping track while Matteo presents. And then if you do need to drop off early for any reason, no problem. We are recording and we'll make sure to share this link and Mateo's contact information at the end. So without further ado, I will hand it over to Matteo to take us to Southeast Asia.
Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you. Thank you. First of all, thank you everybody for being here. I'm very happy and excited to show you some of our destination and also some of our itinerary that we usually craft, and also not only the itinerary, but the cities, the experiences, and a lot of community project that Easia and my team develop in our destination. In fact, the title of today, it's of course Active Journey in Southeast Asia, but the most important for us is connecting travelers with local community. And today we will dive into some program and some places where we will see that and how we do it. This slide is just for you to let you know that when we design our tour, we try to craft and design itineraries, program, and experiences that are accessible to anyone. It can be like for families, for couples, for small groups, the more adventure and active travelers, but also for leisure and more luxurious experiences. So we will see how we also combine luxury hotel, luxury experiences with adventure travel. Just a quick intro where we are and who we are and where we are also. Easia Travel is a historical DMC, more than 25-year experience operating tours in Southeast Asia, precisely on this region. So we have 12 offices. We have 3 offices in Vietnam, 2 offices in Cambodia, 2 in Thailand, 2 in Laos, and we used to have also before COVID and before the situation happened in Myanmar, we used to have 4 offices over there. Now we still have 1 with our team. And recently, since last September, we launched a new destination. So from this year, Easia also we will have also our offices in Japan. This just to let you know, to show you that we have a very wide coverage in our destination with our offices, our staff, our guides, our logistic, and this allow also to have same quality of services when you do multi-country tours. We have the same operating system. We have the same guidelines in terms of sustainability, guide trainings, and also way of developing community projects and experiences in these destinations. Just a few points about us. So I'm the brand director, as Stephanie say, I'm the brand director of Easia Active. Easia Active is a team specialized in designing, operating, and creating also with our partner one-to-one active tours in Southeast Asia. So we have a team specialized on that. We have guides, we have operation team, and we have a sales team dedicated to it. The lead by Oali, maybe some of you already met by email, Queen, Nuan, and another team that are focusing on the US market. Most of the experiences that we will see are designed and created by us. We will see later. So Easia creates our own community project. We create trekking trails, cycling trails, and all experiences that we propose in our tour. We have a 24/7 ground support with emergency line. Always our team is available in all destinations. And we have our own English-speaking guide in many destinations, and we also contract the freelance guide. And as I say, we will see some of our community project. Just a quick info: Easia is Travel Light certified in all destinations. This also certified at all our experiences, hotels that we include in our tours, and also our guides and staff follow the travel life guidelines in terms of sustainability in order to generate a positive impact in our destination. One thing that is important, we will see during this presentation, it's our goal and mission when we think and design and create with you and with our staff a tour is try to put the human part as a center point. So we try always to include in our program experiences that, as I say, connect travelers with the local community. So let's start. So as a first itinerary and ideas, I would like to fly and take a plane and go to Vietnam. This is a sort of soft hiking, walking experience in this beautiful destination that start from the south to the north. Why south to north Vietnam? I mean, we can do it in both ways. We can do north to south, south to north, but this for me, it's one of the best way to visit this destination. This is how Vietnam looks like. If someone doesn't know it, it's a very long country. It has 3 different microclimates, 3 different seasonality, 3 different completely like type of food, landscape, and history, culture, and so on, so on. So it's a very, very interesting country. The why to go to Vietnam? I mean, I already said like different type of landscape, excellent food, incredible and interesting history and traditions. And one point that we will see today also, remember in Vietnam there are 54 ethnic minorities recognized by the government. So it's very interesting in terms of learning also about the ethnic minorities that lives in the destination, and a mix of also possibility to do eco lodge, luxury hotel, and various destinations. Seasonality. Theoretically, Vietnam, as I say, there are 3 different microclimate. It's a year around destination. To be honest, you can travel to Vietnam all year. However, in the summer season, like in Southeast Asia in general, so from June to September, it's very humid and can be difficult for some travelers, in particularly earlier senior travelers, to go to the destination. And in the center of Vietnam, it's important to say that from September to middle of October, end of October, there is also the typhoon season. So it can rain some days with very strong rain shower. So it also we could avoid this season during the for specific trekking tour, but usually it doesn't impact much in terms of cultural travel. The best season, like where there is no rain, it's not too hot, it's not too humid, and the landscape are very beautiful. It's from February to May. So this is the time of the year where Vietnam, it's the destinations, the regions, sorry, are perfect in the north, in the center, and in the south. Um, so let's have a look at the tour that I was thinking for today. So as I say, the tour is start from the south of Vietnam with Ho Chi Minh, that it's here. It's a very good city, also very easy to, very accessible with many international flights. We stay 2 nights in the south, where we will visit also the Mekong Delta. Then we fly to the center, where we will go to see Hoi An and Hue. Here is the center area. And then we go up to the north, where we will see later, but we will do a sort of loop with a mix of Hanoi, Along, Ninh Binh, and Avana Retreat, luxury eco lodge in the Mai Cho region. So as I say, why doing a tour in Vietnam south to north? One of the reason is the experience and the landscape are going increasing. Like the beauty of the countries is increasing like massively. Also from an historical point of view, we start from the modern history with Ho Chi Minh, with the Cu Chi Tunnel, the Vietnam War, and Ho Chi Minh is also very modern. There's a lot of landscape, a lot of building, rooftops. It's a very modern cities. So we start from the modern history, a very modern city also, and then we fly and we go to the center of Vietnam, where it's a little bit more traditional. There is the Imperial Citadel. We will see some picture later. We have the Hoi An Colony Town. It's a UNESCO World Heritage town, protected. And there is also, as I said, we're going around in terms of history, around 1,300, 1,500, with the colony time from Japan, from France, from other country. And then we go towards north, where the Hanoi is a very traditional city, and we go also to see the ethnic minority. So it's doing the trip like this from south to north. It's every day the experiences are much more interesting and much more beautiful. Best weather for this type of tour, I suggest from November to May. As I say, I always suggest to avoid for some people the summer season, even though it's very beautiful also in terms of landscape, but it can be humid. As I say, one of the most important things when we travel is also try the food. And in Vietnam, I have to say that the food it's very delicious. For me personally, okay, we have Japan as a first one, and then for me in Asia, the second one is Vietnam. Way more, much more tastier, and for me personally, I like it more compared to Thailand. Thai food. Here you can see some of the most important dishes. We have the spring roll, we have the pho, we have the bún chả, and this is a typical table where when you go to eat at the local family. During the tour, as I said, we start from the south, so we will see the Mekong Delta and the Ho Chi Minh. So these are some of the picture of the beautiful Mekong Delta. What do you do in the Mekong Delta? You can do some cycling activities, some boat tours, some walking, and you will see a lot of field farms, and one of the most iconic places are the coconut farm. So where you see how they make, they reuse and recycle the coconut shells. Then we go, as I say, to the center where we go to see Hue and Hoi An. As I say, from the modern, chaotic Ho Chi Minh, we go to small villages, very, very beautiful, authentic, where you can walk around the city, you can see the lantern, you can have some culinary experiences in the some houses or on some gardens that we have some projects with some families in Hoi An. And also we develop a special project that with this lady in Hue, where we'll see to visit after the Citadel Air House. That is, she transformed her house in a sort of museum with many, many ceramic from China, from Vietnam, from Korea, so people can meet her and have an encounter with this lady that is very passionate about arts in Southeast Asia. So as I say, I'm just repeating this slide to make you understand. So we were in the south, now we were in the center, and now we will take another flight and we will go to the north. What do we do in the north? We see the capital with Hanoi, very, very colorful city, traditional, and in Hanoi, we can do some rickshaw, we can do some cooking class. We have a nice project also with the family. Instead of having the classic cooking class in the restaurants, we will have it in their house, in the garden, as you can see in the pictures. So it's very more a sort of familiar context. And the Temple of Literature. So there's a lot of things to visit in Hanoi. And then here again, we move from the chaotic and colorful and very interesting city of Hanoi. And in my idea, the itinerary is to go first to Halong Bay to visit, to do an overnight in the cruise where we can do some kayak. We visit the beautiful bay and so on, so on. Then we go to Ninh another area where it's very natural, where this rice field, Karsik mountain, we can do some cycling tour, some workshop with the families, like tea workshop, tofu, for example. There's a tofu producer in Ninh very famous, where we can meet and learn about the tofu experience. And then we conclude with Avana Retreat. So Avana Retreat is, for me, it's the highlight of the tour. Instead of putting Halong Bay as at the end, I would suggest you always to put, for example, a resort like this, because it gives you you can decompress from a lot of activities, a lot of things that you have seen. And then also Halong Bay, it's not a private experience. Also, it's a very touristic area nowadays. So ending the trip with this resort make you, calm down, decompress, analyze all what you have seen during all the trip, and be surrounded by the nature. So this Eco Lodge is part of Easia Travel. So we have built with the local community this resort in the mature region, where we're protecting an area. We have replanted 5,000 trees, and we are working with the community, and 95% of the staff working there are from Maicho region. So in this hotel, we can do a lot of things. So we can just relax in the room and do some spa experience. We can do some walking in the nature. People can just relax at the infinity pool, or we can organize some romantic dinner at the waterfall. So this is why I say it's a perfect ending of the tour. For the more active one, we can also continue like experiences, like with some hiking in the village and some workshop with the local community in the area. So as you can see, this tour is it's very intense. It's of course it's you're crossing all Vietnam from south to north. But of course we can reduce it. We can do only north and center. We can do all north and south and skip it depending on the season. As I say, this slide is just to show you that Vietnam has a lot of type of hotels, from the most luxurious one to the more sustainable one, eco lodge. And these are some of the hotels. Some of my favorite. For example, in Saigon, I really love Hotel Arts. There is Anantara Oyan, Sofitel, Legend Metropole in Hanoi, Namia River, very beautiful if you, for example, do a tour from north to center and you want to stay longer in the center of Vietnam and skip the south. Namia River, it's beautiful place to also relax in a wellness resort. Tam Cook Garden, and of course we have many cruises along in Along Bay. So this tour is actually perfect. We can mix it. It's perfect for families, for honeymooners, and for a bit more senior travelers that wants to see all Vietnam from south to north or north to south. This I try to put a lot of things, but just to show you all the destination and the highlights of Vietnam. So now we are shifting and from hiking and walking Vietnam experience, I want to touch this type of way of traveling. So with my team, since 2 years now, 3 years, we started because I'm a passionate trail runner and yoga. So I do a lot of running and yoga combining during my daily life. We started also to do a lot of these type of experiences. So and I have some of my guides also are very passionate about this. So we have started to design inside of our destination experiences for also people that are passionate about yoga or tours that are a bit more slower. They don't want to run from one place to another one, and they want to be more connected with the nature and destinations. So this is, I call it for me, hiking and yoga discovery or hiking and wellness discovery, depending on the type of segment. But this is a sort of it's not a retreat, so careful. It's not the classic retreat you see in Bali or you see in Thailand, where you stay in the hotel for 7 days and you do yoga, but it's visiting a destination through the yoga experiences or even walking in the nature, but in a much more slower paced. We have various property that we can combine in Vietnam, for example, or in Cambodia, or in Thailand too, in different destinations, where you can stay 3 nights in one place or 4 nights, and then you move to another place for 2-3 nights, and keep moving, and at the same stay in with the same type of thematic. I choose Cambodia because it's one of my favorite. I used to live there for 4 years. So for me, Cambodia and Laos are those destinations where I feel very relaxed and it's not rushing. There's not too much tourist also, and you can connect more with the local community and with the nature. So the idea that we had is also not to do yoga always on the same place, but do yoga in special locations. So in front of the sea, in front of a temples, in front of a river. So this is the idea. It's not the classic yoga in the room of the hotel, but in open space to connect, as I say, travelers with more with the destination and with the local community. So there are some nice retreats. For example, I love Navuto in Cambodia. And as I say, doing this tour is not just about yoga and hiking, but it's also about learning about the Buddhist culture, the Animist culture, for example, in Laos, and do some workshop with supporting some local community and even just sit in a temple and meditate. We also started to do some a bit more active, let's say, tour. These are sort of tours with personal trainer coming from Europe or from US. We had various this year where the personal trainer is coming from US, and during the holiday they run or they do some activities, staying also at luxury eco lodge. For example, this is a picture at Avana Retreat. So they stay 4 nights at Avana Retreat where they practice yoga and running around the community. And also we have some beautiful national parks and where we can organize some tender camp and to support the conservation projects in, for example, in Thailand or in Cambodia. So we're moving now to Thailand, to another of activity program that I thought for you. So this is a sort of multi-sport idea where you can visit Thailand in different ways. So not only the classic Bangkok and North and the South, but also try to combine, as I say here, different type of environment and landscape. So you have Bangkok with the chaotic cities, modernity, street food tour, rooftop, and if people want, they can also go and party, but include Bangkok, but also some natural elements, historical elements, and also some conservation project in the north. So for me, a sort of perfect itinerary for Thailand would be a sort of 3 days, 2 nights Bangkok, 2 nights, 3 days Kanchanaburi or Koh Yai National Park, stop to Ayutthaya, and then we go to the north of Thailand. So this is a sort of triangle where you can combine city, national parks, heritage, and archaeological sites, and then we go with a flight in the north. So this you have a very, very good balance and mix between a lot of things, and we include also the active minorities. Thailand, in terms of seasonality, is also a destination that we can sell all year long. One important point is, as I say, similar to Vietnam and also Southeast Asia, July, August, and September, it's very humid, but it's possible to travel. But it's also a bit more challenging for some people. One important point we will see later is about the south. There is Koh Samui, Koh Phangan, and Koh Tao. There are those islands here. Those islands are more for the summer season, so from May to October, while the famous Phuket and Krabi in this area are more from October, let's say October to May. So this is very important when you promote Thailand. Remember that during the winter, from November to May, it's Phuket, while if you organize a tour in the summer, from May to November, it's Koh Samui. I mean, Thailand is a very famous destination. There is very beautiful hotels from different categories. course, here again, food, it's very important. As I say, for me, I prefer more the Vietnamese food, but we have to say that Thailand also, it's a very good cuisine with the curry, with the spices, the pad thai, the mango sticky rice, of course, is very famous, and many more. So there is a lot of type of experiences that we can do in terms of food in Thailand, including street food tour in Bangkok, Chiang Mai street food tour, cooking class, and so on, so on. Bangkok, as I say, Bangkok, it's a very beautiful city. I used to live there. The city of contrast, I call it. You can see a temple, and then next to it there is a club. So there is a lot of beautiful historical building, and next to it there is a modern landscape skyscraper. So it's very interesting. So what do we do? For example, at Easia, we created with a partner in Bangkok a different way of visiting the Klong Tour. So it's the Klong Tour, it's the canal. So Bangkok is called the Venice of Southeast Asia. So there is a lot of canals, and our idea was to visit these canals, but stop to a local family. So we visit canal with the boat, as you can see here, and instead of just passing through the quarters and go back to the main center, we stop to do some activities with the family. So we have a cocktail experience, or we have a pastry demonstration. So it's a sort of different way of experiencing Bangkok. Also, my suggestion is always to stop to see the amulets market, because amulets in Thailand are very, very important. And Chinatown tour also, it's very interesting. This is some pictures of Ayutthaya. We can do cycling tour, tuk-tuk tour in Ayutthaya to see the temples. And as I said before, after Bangkok, one of my suggestion is also to, if people have time, to go to see Kanchanaburi. Kanchanaburi is not far from Bangkok. It's 3 hours drive, and people can after the cities, they can also see some nature and stay for example, in a tende camp or in a floating river lodge. This is more for family. The level of accommodation here, it's not luxury 5-star. It's a little bit more eco lodge vibe. So for people that family that they wants to have sort of multi-sport activity, like with some kayak, some having the experience also to sleep in a floating river lodge, it's interesting. But the level of accommodation, it's a bit lower compared, of course, to Bangkok and the north of Thailand. Chiang Mai, for me, it's very beautiful. There's a lot of mountains, a lot of nature, temples. And here you can also learn about the ethnic minorities that live in the north of Thailand, the Lana, the Black Lao, and the culture, the interesting culture that they have. The Aka, for example, these are one project we have in the north of Thailand for trekking with the Aka community, where people learn about the coffee plantations and tea plantations. So it's a bit more also nature and culture. Very interesting for luxury clients. For example, a good combination, of course, Kanchanaburi, as I say, the level of accommodation is low. We can do, if you want to include nature and support some conservation project in Thailand, we can do, for example, 3 nights Bangkok, and then we take a flight to Chiang Rai, and then we could stay in 2 luxury properties. One is the Four Seasons Golden Triangle, and the other one is an Antara Golden Triangle. So this is a good balance, as I say, big cities with Bangkok, and then you fly in the north, where you see the elephant running around the park that these properties are protecting. So there is the Four Seasons are protecting an area where some elephants are free to walk around. Four Seasons it's more for couples than families, and it's as I said, so we know the property. While Anantara for me it's more as I say, Four Seasons is more for couple honeymooners, while Anantara it's more for family. Um, so, and here you can do, as I say, you can see the elephants running around, very beautiful rooms, massage, and you can also go and see the golden triangle. I will go quickly here. I didn't stop too much. I don't want to stop too much in the south of Thailand. But just to let you know that with Asia, we can organize for you and for your clients different type of experiences also in the south, um, um, in Phi Phi, in Koh Tao, in the Similan Highlands. And what we have done with the production team is also to create some semi-private and private experiences. Because one of the problem, and I want to be honest with you, with, for example, Phi Phi or Phang Ha Bay in Phuket is very, very, very overcrowded. And it's a mass tourism destination. So we have to be very careful when we send people to Phuket, and also not only the type of hotels we select, but it's also the experience. In my opinion, for clients from US that have budget, I suggest to propose private tour instead of um, sharing tour to the islands, because they're sometimes can be very overwhelming. There are boats with 20, 25, 30 people, and it doesn't yeah, it can be disappointing. So of course private experiences are very expensive. What we are doing with our team is also sort of mix of semi-private, where we use the public transportation to go to the island, and then we rent a private boat with a guide, and then they go around and visit the islands by themselves. There are different type of boats, of course, depending on the budget, from sailing, catamarans, premium long-tail boats, and yacht. So it depends on the budget. But this, for me, was important to mention, in particularly in Phuket area, where it's very overcrowded. Thailand is a destination for everybody. So and we can do very active tours. But I would say for me, Thailand, instead of focusing on hiking or cycling, it's more a multi-sport destinations where you can do some cultural and street food in Bangkok, and then we can go to some hiking in the Kanchanaburi and in the north, and some cycling, for example, in Ayutthaya, and kayaking, of course, in the island. It's a destination that we can be very flexible, and we can focus on 5-star luxury properties to more 4-star boutique hotel, locally owned, and more in the nature, more in the city. So with different type of um, experiences and vibe during the holidays. Last but not least, I want to focus on the cycling. So this is actually we'll focus on mainly two, because we receive a question also about cycling in Southeast Asia. With Easia, our team, we have our cycling department. We have e-bike available in our destinations. These allow to do cycling tour accessible to multiple people and targets. And we can do cycling tour during the day or during a sort of multi-sport activity, but we can also do like multi-day cycling for passionate for passionate travelers. And as I say, the best destination is always from October to May. But from Europe, for example, we receive many people travel cycling also in July and August, because it's the holiday time in Europe. It's, as I say, very humid and hot. So the best moment for cycling for me is always from October to May. This is the best time. I will go quickly here. As I said, we have e-bike, Giant, and Trek for all our destinations. So for the moment, we focus our cycling tour is focusing only in Vietnam and in Cambodia. In Vietnam, this one is a very well balanced cycling tour. And this one I call it also a sort of kind of cycling with comfort or cycling with the luxury experiences, because we can stay, for example, at Sofitel Metropole at Hanoi, do some cycling activities in Hanoi. We drive to Mai Chau. We cycle 3-4 days around Mai Chau and Phuong. And then we go to Ninh Binh and Along. As I say, in Mai Chau, there is different type of properties, and in Phuong, same. So there is 4-star boutique hotel, but also with this type of landscape. So here we cycle in this road, crossing rice fields, and we can also stay at Avana Retreat. So this is why I say this tour in the north, where you combine Hanoi, Mai Chau, Ninh Binh, and Along Bay. You do 5 days of cycling, 6 if people like it, and you can stay at luxury hotel with the spa and all the comfort that people need. While we also have a more adventurous cycling tour. This is we have some clients from US. They have done it many times. This is more, I call it like a sort of charity bike tour, and it's very long cycling, but we can split it into two, only the Vietnam part or only the Cambodia part. But this is a 12-day tour with 8 days of cycling. So it's very for really real passionate cyclists. And there's different type of trails from Vietnam, more concrete, to Cambodia, a bit more wild. And also here we try to stop in the in places where we can connect with the local people. So this is also important in cycling in Asia. It's not just cycling; it is cycling to reach destinations that are not accessible by van. So this allow us and the travelers to really have an impact to families that they don't see many tourists during the year, because they are in villages that luckily they cannot be reached by big buses or the mass tourism buses. So with these type of tours, we really have impact in some local families that live, for example, in the Mekong Delta in Cambodia, and with the tour we give them some additional income. I want to finish with this. I don't know if many of you know, but in Cambodia, there are also some islands. So for example, if you do a cycling tour in Cambodia or even a normal tour, you can combine Siem Reap cycling or Siem Reap Archaeological Park, the archaeological park, with some islands in Korong. And those islands are very beautiful. At the moment, they're not touristic at all. It's a little bit more challenging to reach them. It takes from Siem Reap about 5 hours, including all the transfers. But when you get there, you can have a very luxurious property like this one, Royal Sand, and have a beach basically only for you. Stephanie, I don't know if we still have some time or.
Yeah, we still have some time. Are you thinking like to to present something or for Q&A?
Yeah, yeah, just 2 seconds. I will just quickly, just to show you
Yep.
some of our signature experiences. Today I went a bit quickly, but I wanted to show you as much as I can for our destinations. And but I want to conclude with this one. So Easia specialize on tailor-made travel. So we like to design tours with you guys, and in these type of activities and programs. We can include these type of experiences. For example, in each destination, Asia built community project. For example, this one we have with the family, we have invested and restructured a house that was abandoned in the archaeological park of Angkor, and we organize now with this local family private lunch and breakfast and aperitif, and we can combine it with the visit to Angkor Wat. We have also another project still in Angkor. We have restructured land that it was also abandoned, and we build a hut and we organize aperitif, lunch, yoga experience in the morning for our partners, and projects with the community like culinary experience. We have a boat to visit the Tonle Sap Lake in Cambodia, and also in Laos and in Vietnam. So in many destinations, we have built these type of projects with the community. As I say, our purpose is always, our mission is always the same, try to connect travelers with our local community and peoples. And when they come back home, they don't just remember the temples, but they remember, in my opinion, one of the beautiful things of Southeast Asia is remembering the smile of the people you meet during the trip. It's what makes Southeast Asia different than many other destinations. Stephanie, I don't know if we have any questions.
Um, Yeah, well, Q&A is open now. So if anybody has any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat or take yourself off mute and jump in. Um, while everyone's kind of gathering some thoughts or typing your questions out, I wanted to say thank you, Matteo. I truly feel like we just took a great experience and traveled around Southeast Asia. And it was so nice to get really actually in depth of the different itineraries and the activities, the signature experiences, and some of the amazing partners, hotel partners. I was uh, impressed that you were able to make it through all those slides, but it was great to
Mm.
see so many different visuals along the way. So floor is open. If anybody does have questions, now's the time. Drop them in the chat, like I said, or take yourself off mute and interrupt and jump in with the cue for Matteo. I know he covered a lot, so I'm sure there's lots to be thinking about.
Hi, this is Amy Hardy. I'm at Mountain Travel Sobek, and I just have a question. Do you go to Sapa and do hiking excursions in that area?
Good question. So we have excursions in Sapa. We partner also with Topas Eco Lodge. It's a very beautiful lodge in the north of
Yes.
Sapa. So one thing about Sapa, so Sapa has become in the last 10 years, it's a very touristic area, not only from European travelers, but from domestic market. So Sapa town has changed a lot. I always say this. So Sapa is still a beautiful destination, but for people that are really passionate about ethnic minorities. So for photographer, for people that are really want to learn more about these the 54 ethnic minorities in the north of Vietnam. Another can I say point about Sapa is very difficult to reach. I mean, not very difficult, but very long. You have 6-7 hours drive from Hanoi or the night train. So in my opinion, if people wants to do, for example, wants to do some hiking and learn about the ethnic minorities, Mai Chau and Pulong are the best um, solution because it's just 3 hours drive from Hanoi, 3 hours and a half. And the type of landscape, of course, are a bit less impressive because Sapa we are at 2,000 meter, while Mai Chau we are at 1,600, 1,500 meters. So there is not impressive valleys, but you still have the feeling of nature, rice fields, and ethnic minorities, and it's much more easy to access. Um, I don't know if I
Okay.
answer the question.
Yeah, I mean, that's helpful. With my former company, I did a
Mhm.
hiking excursion in the Sapa area, and it was really well received by our guests. So,
Mhm.
and I've hiked in that area, and we avoided the town. We just drove through the town of Sapa and stayed at little villages and eco lodges.
Mhm. Yeah, as I say, still beautiful. I like Sapa. Another point, it's better to go in the right season. So March to May, it's where you can see all the rice fields and the color is very beautiful on that
Okay,
moment. Mm.
thank you.
Thanks, Amy. Anybody else with questions? Okay, I'm gonna take it as a no. Yeah. Well, then we'll wrap up. If anybody does have any follow-up questions, we are going to be processing the recording and get that link shared along with Mateo's contact information. So we'll send that out later today or tomorrow, but you can expect that within the next 24 hours. So you're able to go back to anything that you want to recap or share with teams and get in touch with Matteo if there's anything you want to dive into further. And thank you so much to everyone for joining us today and our experience with Easia Travel through Southeast Asia for all the active adventures that they offer.
Okay, thank you, Stephanie.
Thanks, Matteo. Thanks,
Thank
everybody. Have a
you.
great day.